Taiwan, officially the Republic of China, is a country that punches over its weight many times. With a little over 36,000 square kilometers in size and 23.5 million inhabitants, Taiwan is the 15th largest exporter of merchandise in the world and has the 22nd largest economy. An ever-present threat to her existence has made the country resilient, innovative, hardworking and persistent, as well as always on their guard. Those national traits are evident on Taiwan's impressive economy today and her purposeful approach to foreign policy. Friendly faces, hospitable population and scenic landscape has made Taiwan a premier tourist destination. The rich history, wealthy cuisine and art born out of millennia of Taiwanese civilization are of course attractive enough to everyone. However, Taiwan has much more to offer to the world. In 2021, it celebrated 110 years anniversary in the middle of a global pandemic. In the National Day, also known as Double 10, the country presented to the world an image of strength and power, both soft and hard. A dynamic population rich with diversity, advanced military capabilities to persevere its sovereignty, and a vision for its place in the world. The celebration also highlighted the multifaceted successes of Taiwan, its vibrant and effective democracy, strong high-tech economy, and values-driven engagement with the world.
I want to remind all of my fellow citizens we don't have the privilege of letting our guard down. At this moment, the global political landscape is undergoing a drastic change. Free and democratic countries around the world have been alerted to the expansion of authoritarianism, with Taiwan standing on democracy's first line of defense.
In the wake of the global COVID-19 pandemic, Taiwan emerged as a model of effective democratic governance. The country saw only 16,000 infections as of November 21st and less than 1,000 deaths because of the virus. And that happened without major lockdowns, with schools, restaurants, and even public gatherings going on almost as usual. The successful management of the pandemic was reflected on the performance of the economy in both 2020 and 2021. Last year, the economy grew by 3%, while forecasts show a 5% increase this year, outperforming its neighbours. This is largely credited to the effective intervention of the government and the discipline of the population and their trust in authorities. President Tsai Ing-wen commended her people for this achievement.
这一波疫情中，我们也再度的看到台湾人民的高度自律和素养。不管天气再怎么热，大家总是不忘戴上口罩。不管走到哪里，大家都会自动扫实名制 QR code。疫苗到了，大家按照政府的安排，有秩序的接种。大家的努力，我很感谢。
Thanks to decisive and effective measures such as screening, track and tracing, as well as quarantine, the country received plaudits for its fight against the pandemic. This success is seen as vindication of Taiwanese commitment to democratic values.
The most dangerous narrative to arise out of this global pandemic, seems to me, are the talking points China is pushing around the world. That only authoritarian regimes have the resources and capabilities to deal with the problem. And while the outbreak will subside eventually, my concern is that this narrative may persist. This narrative only serves one purpose: to further undermine free and open societies from around the world. Taiwan is a counterweight to this narrative. We prove that there's a better way forward.
Today, a large percent of the Taiwanese population are fully vaccinated due to Taiwan developing its own COVID-19 vaccine, which was announced earlier this year. The president received her jab in front of the cameras in August, marking Taiwan's inclusion in the small club of countries that developed their COVID-19 vaccines in this record time. Taiwan also helped the fight against COVID-19 beyond its borders. Somaliland was one of the recipients of that assistance. Amid global shortages and much need, Taiwan extended medical assistance throughout the pandemic, including oxygen generators, face masks, body protective equipment, and testing machines. The economy of Taiwan is impressive by all accounts. With a GDP of $668 billion, it ranks 22nd in the world and the 15th biggest exporter of merchandise as of 2021. It leads the world in the manufacturing of semiconductors and chips, products that are in everything from coffee machines to cars, computers and smartphones, and even new emerging products such as autonomous vehicles. It is home to the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, the TSMC. Although little is known outside the industry, this is the most valuable semiconductor company in the world and the 10th most valuable company globally, with over $600 billion of market capitalization. It makes 24% of the world's chips and 90% of the smallest, most advanced ones that go into the newest iPhone smartphones, superprocessors, and autonomous electronic cars. It counts Apple, Intel, and Qualcomm among its high-profile clients. Another example of the high-tech manufacturing industry is Foxconn, the biggest smartphone assembly company. The A-list of the electronics it manufactures includes the household names of iPhone, iPad, PlayStation, and Xbox gaming consoles. In a daring foray into the automotive industry, the company this year unveiled a platform that will allow other companies to make electronic vehicles using Foxconn designs. 3 models of sedan, SUV, and a bus called Model rebranded Model E, C, and T respectively were showcased. The Taiwanese car maker Yulun Motor, who made the prototypes, was announced to be the first customer of the platform. Undoubtedly, the cutting-edge chips made across the street by TSMC will be an asset in the future expansion of this endeavor. Taiwan has been active over the last few years in the world's diplomatic arena, driven in part to assert and safeguard its sovereignty. In equal part, Taiwan puts an emphasis on the democratic values and human rights in the approach to foreign relations, seeking the relationship of like-minded partners. It counts the United States among its staunchest allies that include other like-minded nations across the world. On their part, the Taiwanese citizens enjoy privileged entry requirements in 175 countries in the world. These include countries that afford them visa-free entry, landing visas, and e-visa facilitations.
Taiwan's work with the U.S. through the Indo-Pacific Democratic Governance consultations to facilitate good governance and democracy in the region. We also engage in human rights consultations with the European Union, and under the Global Cooperation and Training Framework, Taiwan and the U.S. have cooperated to assist regional countries in areas such as media literacy and women's empowerment.
Last month, the European Parliament approved with overwhelming majority the EU-Taiwan Political Relation and Cooperation Report by an overwhelming margin. This made headlines in Taiwan and sent a strong signal of support.
Somaliland, the most vibrant democracy in the Horn of Africa, is one of the countries with whom Taiwan established an official diplomatic relation recently. Last year, the two countries exchanged representative office, and in a year, a relationship blossomed with momentum. Led by Ambassador Alan C. Liu, the energetic engagement of the Taiwanese representative office with Somaliland is evident on the long list of cooperations accomplished this year.
Thank you all for joining us. Taiwan offered one more example of the crucial role that Taiwan can play. The Taiwan Representative Office was established in Hargeisa. This marked a milestone in relations between our two nations. Accordingly, our cooperation has deepened in many areas. We are pleased to make contribution in Somaliland through numerous cooperation in areas that are fundamental to national development.
These initiatives include sending a number of Somaliland students to study in Taiwanese universities, mostly on scholarships offered by the Taiwanese government.
Thanks to Taiwan government for their commitment, determination and generosity.
I'm so happy to get such like this life opportunity. I would like to return my resource to the country.
unenviable assistance with COVID-19 response, and the demo farm in Arab Sea, where Taiwanese know-how is extended to Somaliland's farmers, are some of the high-visibility projects marking Taiwan's presence in the country. An ICT innovation zone in Hargeisa adds a high-tech aspect to the budding collaboration of the two nations. The Republic of China has showed a lot of strength and resilience in the last 110 years since its foundation, preserving the nation against formidable changes while delivering prosperity to its citizens were no small feat. She, however, did that with the tenacity that carried her so far, the growing list of friends across the world, and increasing avenues for further trade and cultural exchange with the world. Taiwan stares at a bright future of bringing good to the world.